What is up, ladies and gentlemen? What is going on? It is October 26th. It is Friday, and the time is 11:02 a.m. Pacific time. Okay, so here's my number one question for everybody out there. Are my trailers, is there any kind of an echo? I'm going to go ahead and turn this up a little bit. Do you guys hear any kind of an echo? Because I was having some echo issues yesterday, in case everybody noticed on that episode yesterday. It was pretty much a shit show from a standpoint of technical issues. But I think I figured out the problem. The problem was I had desktop audio that was adding in there as well, and so it was doubling up. So hopefully there is not hearing any sound from the trailer. Really? Not hearing any sound? Let me turn it up a little bit more. No, but can hardly hear the trailer. Okay, I turned it up a bit more here. Sounds okay here, but trailer isn't audible. Huh. Okay, well, it's not audible right now. Let's see if it's audible in a couple more seconds. We're waiting here. Waiting. Okay, let's see. There might be some audio right about now. Okay, I mean, there's a little bit of audio here in the background. It's really quiet. Freezing, but no echo. Steam is fine, but trailer is quiet. Huh. Well, I guess I'll check back on that later. We don't need to worry about that too much. Okay, so let me go ahead and throw a different trailer on. Whether or not you have sound or not is debatable at best. But breaking news, folks. Breaking news. Red Matter. Red Matter is coming to Steam. Celebrations all around. Let's see here. Yeah, let me move this over here. Red Matter is coming to Steam. So Charles Van Nolan says audio is fine now. Okay, I'm going to turn it down a little bit just because this guy's talking. But yeah, if we bounce over here to the web browser with small video window, this is Red Matter. It is on Steam. Vertical Robot, November 2018. We do not have an exact date. We don't have an exact price. But Red Matter is making its way over to Steam. And this is easily one of my favorite games of the year 2018. And I don't mean to say like Red Matter is some spectacular game. It's not like I don't think Red Matter belongs in like the top 20 or anything like that. But it's just a very good game. And one of the reasons I liked Red Matter so much is I felt like I had a 1080 Ti before I ever had a 1080 Ti when I was playing Red Matter, because everything just works so damn well. And the graphics were just so clean and so crisp. The music was good. It's kind of an escape the room kind of a game, really, because you're pretty much in certain rooms and you have to solve puzzles. You get out of those rooms, you go to a different room, and that's kind of what is going on. So that is Red Matter. I'm a big fan of it. I'm assuming that the Steam version will work just as well as it has worked on the Oculus Rift. And one of the things I can show you guys over here is, see this picture here? Well, one of the main things that Vertical Robot did with Red Matter is your Oculus Touch controllers were brought into the game, and they modeled them in a certain way, but they made them part of the game, and I think that added a little something to it. And you can see that they've switched it up here for the Vive wands, and they basically have brought the Vive wands into the game, and so that's going to be a part of it. I love the visuals. I love the color. I love the lighting. The graphics are really good, I think. The music, like that looks sweet right there, in my opinion. That personally looks sweet. The music kind of tends to play. I love the lighting. Look at that lighting and the differences in the lighting there. And the music plays like over and over and over again in the background, and it kind of they kind of do the same music over and over again, but it is good music. It is very good music. I enjoyed my time with Red Matter. Some people think I'm a little bit off my rocker in regards to Red Matter, that I'm a little bit too hyped about it, but you know, that's my take on Red Matter. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and let's run a trailer that everybody was talking to me about this trailer yesterday. In chat, people kept saying, Rogan, Rogan this, Rogan that. And see, the thing is, man, I was all screwed up because Paradise Decay, this is Paradise's fault. I don't know if Paradise is in chat. Okay, he is in chat. Okay, Paradise, this is your fault, man, because he tweeted at me earlier that day about Joe Rogan, and you know, Paradise Decay is on Joe Rogan. And so when I started seeing all this Rogan stuff up here in chat, I was like, I guess everybody's talking about Joe Rogan because, yeah, haha, he finally realized it was not Joe Rogan. Yeah, I realized it when I was doing my timestamps yesterday. Yeah, it's Paradise's fault. I thought everybody was talking about Joe Rogan. And then we did go to Upload VR and I saw Rogan and I was like, maybe this is what they were, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, oh, that's what they're talking about, this Rogan thief thing. And I was like, I didn't grab this trailer. I got to grab it. I'm having problems with Echo. Forget it. I'm not even going to mess with it. So here's the deal. I have not seen this Rogan trailer. I have grabbed it. I have it. I haven't seen it. Everybody was talking about it yesterday. So let's see. Let's go ahead and throw this trailer on. Let's give it a watch, and then we can talk about it later.
Carl, it's Victoria.
What happened?
Lord Conrad died. He's been murdered.
Oh no. The Lord. Victoria, go to storage room 3. I'll meet you there. It's me, Carl. Found out where the murderer is?
Emergency. We have an emergency. Victoria attacked Lord Conrad and fled. We're after her now. Victoria is the culprit. She's armed and dangerous. Arm yourself, soldiers. I repeat, Victoria is the culprit.
I cannot give up. Hey, thief. There's a way to survive and make money. You interested?
Only if you give me double. No triple. The amount of money you've promised.
So yeah, this is Rogan, the thief in the high castle or some shit like that. This is by Smile Bit Entertainment, I believe, or Smile something Entertainment. Pretty long trailer. I was gonna let it ride out there, but it just kept going and going and going. So I thought, let's not let this whole entire thing ride out. Looks kind of cool. Looks like another dungeon crawler type of a game. Seems to be very popular in VR these days, right? I don't know about these voiceovers though, guys. Do you hear the voiceovers? Rogan. Joe Rogan. Smilegate. Oh, Smilegate. Okay, Smilegate Entertainment. Yeah, so the voiceovers leave a bit to be desired in this game because I'll tell you what, as I was listening to some of the voiceovers that were playing on this trailer, you would think if you're going to make a medieval game that is set in the Dark Ages, wouldn't you have some people kind of talking like they exist in the Dark Ages, not like you just pulled them off the New York subway? And so I don't know that the voiceovers are that great with this. It looks pretty good. We don't have a Steam page. I don't think we have a release window or anything like that. But yeah, this is another game to keep our eyes on. This will definitely be a game that will enter the VR Game Rankings Most Wanted charts in the top 40, probably. I don't know. But yeah, this is a game to check out, a game to keep our eyes on. That is Joe Rogan, the Thief VR. Okay, oh, Paradise has played The Witching Tower. Let's see what he's going to talk about here. Paradise says, played Witching Tower today and had performance issues on my 1060. People on Steam with similar issues. Devs left me a note to say they found the fault. People saying it's fine now. Huh, okay, I really hope it is fine now because, yeah, yesterday, it's kind of amazing what happened yesterday with the Witching Tower VR from the standpoint that a lot of people weren't really shitting all over it. And so they kind of survived that first day with a lot of people that weren't really complaining about it too much. And so they probably got quite a bit of sales. But yeah, for me, the performance just was very hitchy, very jerky. It just wasn't good, period. And I didn't know if it was my PC, but everything else I've played since overclocking my PC has pretty much worked just fine. So I didn't know, I couldn't judge it yet. But, if apparently they've got it all fixed now, people saying it's fine now, I'd love to believe that. So I will definitely go back into the Witching Tower VR and try to give it another crack. I thought it was pretty, it's pretty good. It's $19.99, and I think that is a good price for it. I don't think I would put it up there with like Carnage Chronicles or Vanishing Realms, even if it was working absolutely perfectly. I don't think I would quite put it up there. But, hopefully it is better. Hopefully it is better. Another confirmation, your computer seems to be running great, Anthony. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. That was something I was really waiting on. I was trying to see, is it just me? Do I still have some major problems, or am I good? And so it sounds like it wasn't just me. So, I even heard somebody had a 2080 Ti and they had problems with that game. Okay, so another major story, in fact, this might have been one of the biggest stories of the day had we not heard about Red Matter coming to Steam, which I think is pretty exciting. It's a really big game. It's a game that, it's one of those games that Oculus has had that Vive players, unless you wanted to use Revive and all that, you didn't have it. So I think Red Matter is a pretty big deal. But another pretty big deal is Runes. Let's go ahead and check this trailer out, folks.
I would never need to return. My name is Leth, and I was once a great sorcerer. This is my story, or at least part of it.
There are strict punishments for those who dare to study more than one school of spellcraft.
To be lost in oblivion is to be lost in one's own mind.
This place is different from your other memories. There's a serenity here. A calm.
Oblivion won't kill you. Quite the opposite. It's the madness you have to worry about.
No one has successfully broken out of oblivion from within. But if anyone can, then perhaps it is you.
He's lying, Les! He destroyed your life. It's only fair you do the same. Kill him!
My mentor told me a battle rages inside us all. Two wizards. One dark, forged of anger, the other light, created from peace. So I asked him, which wizard wins?
Whichever one you decide to feed.
This wasn't the first time I'd been here.
November 14th, guys. That's pretty exciting. We knew that the Runes, we heard about Runes the Forgotten Path. In fact, I had a trailer for this a while back, and we talked about this. See that scene right there? That really reminds me of, what's that game called? Ah, man. It's that old Amiga game, Shadow of the Beast. Yeah, there's certain scenes in this Runes where it reminds me of Shadow of the Beast a little bit, but I really love this colorful background here, like that forest. Like, that looks really good. I really want to see that in VR. If it looks anywhere near as colorful and bright as that, this looks pretty sweet, and this is not too far away. We're talking about November 14th. This is Stormborn Studio, and this is Runes the Forgotten Path. They do have a Steam page up, and Greg's VR is like, oh yeah, that parallax side scroller. Yeah, Shadow of the Beast. There's a certain, that kind of twilight look on the beach there reminds me of Shadow of the Beast from way back in the days. But if we go over here to the Steam page, you can see this game looks mighty colorful. Look at these graphics, very colorful, very bright. Looks pretty freaking cool. Like, that looks pretty surreal and interesting. The characters are kind of cartoony looking, but that's okay. Their animations are a little bit on the herky-jerky side. I guess this is you right here. You're this weird guy. But that's kind of the Shadow of the Beast graphics I'm talking about there. But yeah, I think that looks really good. That looks really nice. So this could be look at how bright and colorful that is. That almost looks ridiculously colorful and saturated. I wonder if it'll look anything like that with the headset on. But that's kind of the Shadow. This is the Shadow of the Beast that I'm talking about. Kind of has that little Shadow of the Beast look there. But yeah, man, I think that looks pretty sweet. That is Runes the Forgotten Path, and that is coming November 14th. So, you know, speaking of games that are probably going to jump in, I just recently updated the Oculus Rift Top 40 Most Wanted, the HTC Vive Top 40 Most Wanted, PlayStation VR Top 40 Most Wanted, and Runes isn't on there. But I think it's going to get on there, and I think it's going to rank pretty well because, I don't know, this game looks pretty cool. Will it ultimately live up to the hype? That's the question, but I think it looks pretty nice. So I am absolutely excited about that. I'm very much looking forward to that. So that is Runes the Forgotten Path. Now, we do have another trailer to bounce into. It's kind of like Trailer Friday. There's a lot of new trailers coming out. Do you guys remember this game called Squishies for PlayStation VR? They had a teaser trailer that basically didn't show jack squat. It didn't show anything. Well, now we have an actual gameplay trailer for Squishies. So let's go ahead and check this trailer out. All right, so that is Squishies, and it looks like it's trying to get the jump on Dreams. You're going to be able to create your own levels. You're going to be able to share levels. It's very bright and colorful. I mean, there's no question about that. It looks kind of like a platformer puzzler. combined, or I guess more of a puzzler, kind of like get through the levels whatever way you can. It looks like you're definitely going to be using your Move controllers, and they are modeled in the game, and you're going to kind of be moving things around and guiding your little squishy ball guys to try to get them as far as. So yeah, apparently, I mean, I'm looking at this gameplay right here live. You guys are looking at it with me at the same time. It looks like the little squishy guys do not move on their own in any way, shape, or form. And so you have to use your PlayStation Move controllers to use like wind or whatever, kind of grab them, pull them along, put them certain places. They bounce up on things, you kind of grab them. And then, of course, you do have this level construction element that's also going on as well. And you can share your creations with the community. Definitely colorful, definitely interesting. That is Squishies. So, you know, this wasn't on my radar at all, really. This is by Brain Seed Factory. We don't have a date here, so not sure when that's coming out, Squishies, but it doesn't look too darn bad. So that is Squishies. Okay, I need to move my OBS thing down a little bit here so I can actually see chat. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what folks are talking about in chat. Slime Rancher is getting VR as well. I'm not sure if Paradise was reminded of Slime Rancher by seeing the Squishies graphics. And Crunchy says, looks like a weird version of Marble Madness. It does have a little bit of that. It's kind of, you know, you're guiding this little squishy ball along, and you got to try to get it to where it needs to go. I'm definitely more interested in this now than I was just off that teaser trailer that didn't show anything at all. This gameplay, you know what's interesting actually, we have that game Arca's Path that is coming out on December 4th, which is much more Marble Madness. Like, that is directly Marble Madness. And this is kind of similar in certain ways. So yeah, it is kind of like that. And let's see, lots of sucking and blowing with fish. That's Crunchy. Kevgret looks immersive, but it's not for me. A little too colorful, a little too kiddie, but maybe if you have a 12-year-old in your house, might be pretty cool to check it out. And Jim Hall says there's a Pimax meetup in New York that was yesterday and also today. And Andy Sky says, I have to see a review of Odyssey Plus. Yeah, we're still waiting. Has anybody in the YouTube community gotten their hands on an Odyssey Plus yet? We definitely are still waiting for that. Fluke says it kind of reminds, or it makes me realize I've never played Fantastic Contraption. You know, Fluke, I don't know that you're missing a hell of a lot. Fantastic Contraption is one of these games that when it first came out, like when the HTC Vive launched that April 2016, Fantastic Contraption was a really big game. People ranted and raved about it. And when I first played it, at first I couldn't play the damn thing because my fear of heights was redonkulous. When I first got my VR headset, everything was triggering my fear of heights. And Fantastic Contraption was one of those games that did it, because you were on like a tiny little plot of land that might be like 5 feet by 5 feet, and you're like thousands of miles up in the sky in the clouds, and I felt like I could fall off the edge. I didn't feel safe. I would actually get down, literally sit down on the ground in the middle of this like 5 foot by 5 foot area, this little floating platform, if you will. And I would sit down on it because it's the only way I felt safe. I can't wait to get back to those days where my fear of heights in VR is powerful like that again, because that was a really exciting time. It was one of the reasons I think I kind of fell in love with VR early on, is because my fear of heights was so strong, and I was like, wow, if this stuff can really trick my brain in that way, just imagine the future of VR. But I think what's happened is my fear of heights, like basically my brain has adapted to where VR is right now currently. And I think it's going to take like a really huge field of view and damn near photoreal graphics. And then I think my fear of heights in VR is going to come back in a major way, but it isn't triggered anymore. And Phil Yarn is checking in. He says, I can't wait for the Zero Caliber demo. Yeah, you know, I was checking that multiple times yesterday. I was looking for the Zero Caliber demo. I'm seeing it right now, guys. I just looked it up. Well, it says they have a page for the Zero, or at least it looked like they had a page for the Zero Caliber demo, but I clicked on it and it just sent me to the Zero Caliber page, and I'm not seeing the demo. So false alarm there. I thought maybe the demo had just hit, but yeah, Zero Caliber. Because like if you look up Zero Caliber, it showed a demo, but then now I don't see the demo. So yeah, we're still waiting on the Zero Caliber demo. I checked this a number of times last night. Didn't happen. Paradise says, my fear of heights returned trying out a warehouse VR experience last week. Oh, like you were at a physical warehouse VR where you're like walking around and everything? Yeah, that might trigger it again, because then you have that extra bit of immersion because you're just walking around everywhere. T-Dub says it still triggers my phobia every time. Yeah, I had it really bad, and there were a lot of VR games. Do you guys remember that game Cubicle? It's an experience. It's called Cubicle. Let me see if I can look it up on Steam, because oh my god, it's one of the most underrated free experiences. This is like people that come late to VR and don't know anything about it. You are missing out like a mofo. Let me click over here. This is the Cubicle right here. Very positive. 513 reviews. This was way back on April 5th, 2016. I believe it's some Swedish dudes, or maybe Iceland or something like that. It is absolutely free, and I don't want to spoil it, but there is a part in this is really good. It's really well done in my opinion. Just absolutely brilliantly done. And there is a part in Cubicle that scared the living crap out of me. I mean, I was going through the experience and I was like, oh no, no. And I took my headset off. I could not freaking deal with it. I love the Cubicle. VR Spry Guy didn't care for it. Oh my God. I mean, it depends on maybe if you have like really high expectations, because I didn't know what it was. I was just like, the Cubicle, oh, it's free. And in those early VR days, I was willing to try like any free thing that came down the pipe, because I just liked going into different VR stuff and getting anything. And so, yeah, I had no idea what the Cubicle was about. I thought it was boring. Like I thought, oh, this is just some dumb office thing. Like Job Simulator did this better, but it starts to change as you go along. I really like the Cubicle. And let's see, Kevgret says, Anthony, we got a Tetris Effect PlayStation VR demo coming on November 1st for 4 days only. That's exciting. That will be nice. And Stuart Gregerson says Zero Caliber demo is out right now. Well, I was just on the page, Zero Caliber. I was just on the Zero Caliber page, and it said Zero Caliber demo, but then I'm looking around the page. I'm not seeing demo. But maybe if you, I'm looking at the website, so maybe if you go to the actual, like if you're looking at it in Steam, maybe the Zero Caliber demo is up. So yeah, I definitely want to try that out. What happened to the second job sim? That is Bullet Ape. Well, you know what? Vacation Simulator is the name of the game. And the last I checked, it was supposed to be a fourth quarter 2018 release for Vacation Simulator, but we have not heard anything at all about that. That has kind of disappeared into the mist. Stuart Gregerson says 13 minutes ago, good news everyone, demo is now approved by Steam. Refresh your browser. It could take about 10 minutes for the download demo button to appear on the store page. Okay, so cool. It is there. So definitely we'll be trying some Zero Caliber demo out a little bit later today. You know what I did try last night, and I told you guys I was going to try this, is Accounting Plus. So let me go ahead and grab the Accounting Plus trailer, and we'll just kind of leave this in the background. Probably need to leave it kind of quiet because there's a lot of talking in this. Actually, yeah, I'll turn it down. Okay, so I played through this last night, and, you know, I don't know. What can I say about this? Well, the thing is, see, I did accounting, how long ago? When was the original accounting came out? I don't know how, it seems like it's been a long time. I did the original accounting and had fun in it. I really didn't consider it a game. Like, for the longest time, we didn't rank accounting as a game on VR game rankings because I felt like it was an experience. It's not a game. Accounting Plus is a little bit more of a game, but But what I went through, I mean, I did experience some different scenes that I never saw in the first accounting. And there were some differences, like at the very beginning. I mean, I don't want to spoil this too much, but like at the very beginning, when you first go into Accounting Plus, you're in this like menu area, and there's this guy that's talking to you, and it's very similar to virtual reality, just kind of like the attitude that this guy has. It's you know, there's different scenes in virtual reality, different characters that you're talking with. Some are bright and bubbly, and some are very subdued and like relaxed. And this guy was kind of like that in the Accounting Plus at the very beginning of it. And so he kind of walks you through this like getting ready to play Accounting Plus. And it's kind of funny. There's definitely a lot of funny parts. It's definitely a comedy kind of a thing. I believe it's $12. My bottom line recommendation, though, is if you've already played Accounting, the free version that we've had forever on Steam and Oculus, I just don't think this is going to have that big of an impact on you, because it's kind of very minor what is being added. I mean, I know there's like secrets and stuff, so I haven't seen everything. I have not seen absolutely everything that's in there. But unless you're like a Justin Roiland like super fan, I don't know that I would pay $12 for Accounting Plus. It's funny, it's entertaining, it's enjoyable, it's very colorful. It has the same sense of humor, you know, that we got in the regular Accounting, and there really were some hilarious little parts of it. But I don't know. Yeah, Clovis. Okay, Lethal Weasel VR. Clovis. He's all about the menu. Yeah, very Lethal Weasel VR. Have you played virtual reality? And I Am Rhett says, oh yeah, that voice is so chill. It really did remind me of some of the segments of virtual reality in terms of like some of the characters and some of the voice work. It was pretty good voice work. And all throughout that entire experience, it's pretty hilarious. The yelling and screaming and the craziness that is going on in Accounting Plus, and just kind of the comedy of the overall thing. It's enjoyable. If it was like $5, I'd probably recommend it to pretty much everybody. At $12, you know, $12, there's a lot of different places you can take your $12. For example, you could buy Zing the Land Beyond and have $2 left over. So, you know, that's kind of my thought there, but it's not bad. It's pretty cool. Andy Sky is talking a lot about the Odyssey Plus, but Andy, have you actually used it yourself, or where are you getting this information from? Because you know, he's saying it's not true 1200 PPI, so it'll run fine. Yeah, it's kind of like a line doubling, kind of a cheat deal. And so anyway, I was taking a look at some of the people in chat. I Am Rhett says, I paid 10, never played original, was worth 10 bones in my opinion. Yeah, if you've never played the regular Accounting and you experience this from beginning to end as a brand new thing, it definitely would have a much better impact, I think, overall. And because I've experienced the regular Accounting so long ago, and playing it today, or playing it last night, I would say like 70%, maybe 65% of what I played was what I've already played. And I knew it by heart. I played Accounting like maybe 3 or 4 times. And so I knew all of that by heart. So it just, there were some little extra things that were added in and mixed in there. Lethal Weasel VR says it's not really a game, but it's hilarious. It is very hilarious. And it's a clever VR experience that you can have, especially from the comedy standpoint. Paradise Decay says, some good fear of height experiences. Face your fears with the robot and air car. Turn your ship vertical and go as high as possible. Then look behind you. Oh man, that sounds like it would scare the crap out of me. I did do the face your fears thing with the robot, and I don't know. For some reason, my fear of heights in VR, it's not triggered anymore. I really believe like the resolution has to go like crazy high for me to have that triggered. So that's kind of my thought process there. Anthony finished accounting 4 times. Yeah, I mean, the thing only lasted, what, like 30 minutes or whatever, 28 minutes? I mean, the original accounting, like, how long is it? Like, I did it about 4 different times before I was kind of, like, finally done with it. So, yeah, no, I've finished a handful of VR games, as shocking as that may sound. Okay, you know what? I saw another trailer. There is something called The Cabin Escape the Room. Let's check this out. I actually don't even remember what the hell this is, but I know I grabbed a trailer. So let's go ahead and check this out. This is Blue Entropy Studios.
Hello, yes. I've been kidnapped. You gotta help me.
Hello?
I don't know where I am.
I can barely hear you.
I think I'm stuck in some sort of cabin.
Sir, you're
Please.
freaking...
Hello? Hello?
Alrighty, so that was not maybe the best production values we've ever seen on a trailer. That is Blue Entropy Studios. That is The Cabin. It's another one of these escape the room games. Like, we don't have 10 million of these things. The Cabin VR Escape the Room. Now, here's the good news. Well, you know what? This says it's January 5th, 2017. So I guess this isn't even a new game. This is another one of these things where for some reason I'm on some website or I'm somewhere and they're saying this is a brand new game. And so I grabbed the trailer and it apparently is, or maybe it's coming to a new platform or something. Maybe that was the story. Maybe it's coming to PlayStation VR. I don't know. But this is January 5th, 2017. The reviews are mixed. Blue Entropy Studios, for some reason that name does ring a bell. Let me click on this and see. Oh, they did the Submerged Escape the Room. That was just very recent. Yeah, I do remember that. So they did do that. So yeah, I basically got rickrolled on this. This is not a new game, and I don't remember where the hell I heard about it. Maybe it was Arthan's VR, or... yeah, okay, Arthan's... Okay, here it is. I'll show you where... This is where I found... I guess it's new on Oculus. This is a new release on the Oculus store. The Cabin VR Escape the Room. So that's where I saw it. I knew I saw it somewhere. And Runes of Forgotten Path. Yeah, they're talking about that. Witching Tower, of course. I did not try this yesterday, guys. I did download this. The VR Trivia Battle. Forgot to get into it. Oh, you know what I did try yesterday? Let me change up this game trailer for a second, because, you know, those production values are just blowing us away. So let me see. I'll switch up to a different trailer here. You know what I did try yesterday is... Okay, I'm going to open this trailer up. So the Oculus Go, you know, casting is available on the Oculus Go, right? I've now spent 2 days trying to get this casting thing to work, and it does not, like, I'm not getting the update. The update that people are getting to be able to do casting, I am not getting this update. I have turned my Oculus Go on and off 20 times. I've had it connected. I've had it fully charged. I've had it connected to my to the power adapter and plugged in. I've had my phone right there. I've had it connected to my Oculus app. I've just set it there. And I've done this, like, because I've watched a number of different videos about the Oculus Go, about how to get the screencasting. And there's all these different, like, rumors about, oh, you got to turn off, make sure you completely disable the going to sleep mode. You got to do this. You got to, you know, there's these little tricks that people are talking about in terms of how you can cast on your Go, how you get this update. you can't force the update. It's kind of like a random update or whatever. But a lot of people are like Steve, for example. Steve was in our chat yesterday or the other day. Anthony, have you restarted your Go? I've restarted it like 20 times. I've rebooted my Go. I haven't like reformatted my Go. You don't have to reformat it. I've turned my Go on and off. I've powered it all the way down. I've restarted it. I've tried powering it all the way down where the power was completely out. I've tried restarting it. I've rebooted it. I've done everything. I've jumped through a million hoops. It hasn't happened for me. Maybe I'll check it today. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know why it's so difficult. Like, why can't they just have an update that you can go to? What version is your Go on? I'd have to go back in there and double check it, but it's like 13 or something or whatever. 13 or something. I don't know. I'd have to double check that. But yeah, I did not get it. So no Oculus Go action for me. Although, you know what? I've watched a number of videos on it now. And based on all the videos that I've seen, it sounds like the only reason you're ever going to want to use this. Yes, I do have internet. I have internet. I have an iPhone. I've turned my iPhone off and on. I tried, rebooting my iPhone. It's connecting to my iPhone. Like, I have the Oculus app on my iPhone. I've paired controllers to my Go using the Oculus app on my iPhone. I've done all kinds of shit like that. So I don't know what I got to do. So I'm just kind of done with that. But based on all the videos I've watched about it, it really sounds like the only reason you'd ever want to use it really is if you're giving a demo to somebody and you're kind of walking them through like if you're trying to say, oh, click over here, click on that, okay, now hit A or what, like if you're trying to walk somebody through a game, that's where it's good. That's where, yeah, I mean, I got an iPhone and it's not a super new iPhone. My iPhone is like, it's like the S iPhone. It's that small, I like the thin, small ones. It's a smaller iPhone. It's not like a big, gigantic iPhone. But why don't we go ahead and check out the Vive subreddit, see what's going on over there. And so the main story here on the Vive subreddit is Rockstar Games not done with VR, says Vive Studios boss. Honestly, I mean, I don't know. I don't think, like, this is blown out of proportion here. Basically, all we have is we have Joel Breton, the GM of Vive Studios, and he's basically saying everyone's working on VR, but we can't talk about it yet, is kind of what he's saying there. And I don't know. I think it's a little bit overrated. Like, I would not get hyped on this at all, folks. I would not get your hopes up at all. If there are any Rockstar primetime games that are coming to VR, we're not going to see them for a long time probably, so I would not get my hopes up for this. Oh, you know what? LA Noire, the VR case files, I need to reinstall that and try it now that I have my 1080 Ti, although it's never really liked Oculus Rift for some reason. Okay, coming soon, Red Matter on Steam. Yes, we did find out about that, and this is posted by Vertical Robot themselves. A lot of people are probably going to hate on this because of the whole exclusivity kerfuffle. So another Oculus exclusive finally let out of its cage. That'll be a pass from me, dog. See, I told you. -3 points. Have fun not enjoying it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't get into the whole political exclusive thing. Like, I'm not into that. So that's just not me. I know there's people that are very, very passionate about that, and I understand it. Zero Caliber VR demo. So this is now out there. So you can go ahead and grab this. So I can tell you, after this show, I will definitely be grabbing this demo and trying that out. Chair in a Room Remaster. Did you guys hear about this? This is actually pretty freaking cool here. Okay, so Wolf and Wood Interactive is the developers of a Chair in a Room, Chair in a Room Greenwater, and they've also been doing all these Exorcist games, like the Exorcist Legion VR. It's been broken up into all these different pieces, like little $5 versions of these little Exorcist pieces. And so what they've done is they've learned so much more about making games in VR and physics and all of this type of thing, that what they've decided to do is they decided to go back to their original game, A Chair in the Room Greenwater, and they've basically reworked a ton of stuff. Completely reworked physics and interactions. They added free move to the locomotion options along with crouch and free rotation. Flexible room scale is now available on an Oculus. So if you have three sensors, and if you've got 2.5 meters by 2.5 meters, you can play the entire game at 1-to-1 scale, which is probably the way you really want to play this game. And for me, I would be playing it on Oculus. And luckily, I haven't played this ever. I was almost going to buy it when it went on sale recently, and I forgot about it, and it went off sale. I didn't buy it. So I've never played A Chair in a Room Greenwater, but now could be my opportunity now, because I will be playing it on Oculus. I do have 4 sensors, and I can do the full entire room scale to be able to walk around the entire room. Improved artwork, updated textures, they added post-processing, they remastered the soundtrack, improved sound effects, a new audio edition, you know, so bug fixes, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, these guys have been banging away really hard on this. So this is pretty cool. They just released it. So here it is, remastered, A Chair in a Room. Very positive, almost 500 reviews, very positive. This, of course, came out right when VR came out, April 5th, 2016. Now, the downer here, I guess, is this is not a cheapo game. It is $25, so it is not exactly cheap, but just ranting and raving. So many people have really raved about this, and so with this remaster, this might be one to take a closer look at. A Chair in a Room Greenwater. So I did want to mention that. So that is good news. One of the early VR classics has been remastered. That sounds pretty awesome. Okay, let's see what else is going on over here. Seeking Dawn free-to-play edition has been delayed until November 1st. Although, what date did they have for that? I thought it was November something anyway, but they're saying it's delayed till November 1st. And, you know, there's other people, they're complaining about severe performance issues when using the new wireless adapter. MainFan, is MainFan in chat? See, here's the thing. MainFan, I need some people to come on and be guests every once in a while. And we were gonna have MainFan on, and I wanted to have MainFan on because I could talk to him about like retro games in VR and kind of his take on that. And I also wanted to talk to him about, because he got the Vive wireless adapter. He's been using the Vive wireless adapter. Wanted to kind of talk to him about that as well. So we have to get MainFan on here as a guest. I have a number of people that do want to come on as a guest. Some of them are slightly worried about like, oh, I don't know if I'd be good on a show or anything. And what I was telling people is, see, one of the things that I do kind of need for this show is if I had a moderator that was watching chat closely, because I don't see everything that's in chat. I miss so much good crap that's in chat, because later on, I will be doing the timestamps, and I'm doing my timestamps, and I'll see what people are talking about in chat, and I'll be like, damn, I wish I saw that in chat. I wish I saw that in chat. I wish I commented on that, this, that, and the other thing. And a lot of times I miss all that stuff. So if I had like a moderator that was on the show and was like keeping an eye on chat, and every once in a while would maybe make some comments on some of the stuff that I'm talking about as well, that would be kind of cool. So like anybody that wants to come on here as a guest, like, you don't need to carry the show at all. You could definitely just be kind of a sideline guy and just quip every now and then, or make comments here and there. And I also can kind of interview you about how you got into VR and other stuff like that. So basically what I'm saying to everybody out there, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal if you want to come on. And the other thing too is we could just do a little special episode that is not the daily vlog. It just could be, we could just randomly start streaming at like 8 p.m. at Pacific time at nighttime when no one even knows that it's going to happen. Just randomly do a stream so I can kind of test things out. Oh, MainFan is in the building. Okay, so MainFan is here. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, you know, there's some things that could happen as far as that is concerned. So don't worry about that. If you guys want to come on, you don't have to be like some YouTube veteran or anything. You know, everybody starts off brand new. Okay, so MainFan says it does hurt my performance, but not badly. He's talking about the Vive wireless adapter. and amid topics for discussion, adding extra topics, all of that. Phil Yearn says, yay, Discord. You know what? I was screwing around with Discord a little bit yesterday. I think I joined Paradise Decay's Discord, and Noah. I was talking to Noah on Discord, actually, and he invited me to like the Magic Leap Discord. And so I was in there. I was talking to a couple people for a minute. But I got to tell you, Discord does a lot of shit that pisses me off. Like, one of the things that Discord does is these messages will constantly pop up in the corner. Like, I had to go into my task manager. This is right before the show today. Right before the show today, I had to go into my task manager and I had to close down like 3 different instances of Discord so that it would stop popping these little chat things, like these little notifications that were just constantly bothering me. And I'm sure it's easy. You go into your settings, you turn that shit off, and then you can get rid of it. And it's probably very simple, but I don't know what I'm doing. And so anyway, blah, blah, blah. I got to worry about that. Let's change up this trailer, though, because I've left this trailer on for a sec. Let's grab a new trailer. Oh, you know, Land of Amara. Actually, we can bring this up. I'm going to throw the Land of Amara trailer on here. This was in the news very recently, Land of Amara. Where did I see this? Maybe it was on... Well, I know it's on Road to VR has a story about Land of Amara, but I actually saw it somewhere else. But it's kind of in the news, and I'll switch over here to Road to VR. This is what they're talking about. Land of Amara aims to deliver Stardew Valley-style gameplay in VR, and I think the developer posted on Reddit that there was an update. What trailer was that, Anthony, the last one? It was like Oculus Go, like Engadget covering the Oculus Go or something like that. That's what the trailer was. But let's go ahead and go over here. This is Road to VR. Let me click off of this thing here. So here's Road to VR, right? Land of Amara Alpha 1.2 now available. And the developer jumped on Reddit and he was saying the Alpha 1.12 is now available. He was saying something about Steam, and I thought maybe there was like a demo that you can get into. But what I found out is you actually have to go to this Patreon. And this is kind of an interesting thing. So Potsdam Studio, you know, Patreon, they got 25 patrons. They're getting $209 a month. This is one dude. I believe it's one single dude that is making this. And so you can contribute $1 or more a month, and you're basically not getting anything. $3 or more a month. You do get to play and test the latest stable version of the game a week after release. So I guess if you paid $3, if you join this tier, you could actually, once it's a week old, you can try this new 1.12 alpha. So there is that, but yeah, I was wondering, is there a demo for this on Steam? But no, there isn't a demo. And so there's all these different options. You can pay different money and you get access to the Discord server. You get to play and test every pre-build released on Discord. You get to take part in polls. It's an interesting idea. I wonder if this is working out for Potsdam Studio to try to do it in this way. I don't know that they're really getting enough money to really make this work out for them, but it's what they decided to do. I like the color of it, you know. I like the look of it. I'm a sucker for bright, colorful, vibrant shit. If you guys haven't noticed that already, I'm really quite into that. And so that is Land of Amara. Let's see if anybody's talking about this in chat, if anybody knows anything about that. Jim Hall says, I turn all those notifications off, even mute server on Discord. It's so annoying. Yeah, so I am not the only one. It is annoying. But see, I always worry that when I turn off these notifications and mute different things, then there's going to be something mission critical that I really needed. And so it's a conflict for me. Mainfan says, my i7 8700K and 1080 Ti works fine with wireless adapter, but I think it does strain the CPU more. What trailer was that, Anthony, the last one? I think I covered that already. It was like Engadget, I think, was covering the Oculus Go. That's what that one was. Oh, he got it. Cheers. Okay, so Paradise got that. Yeah, I don't have 6 cores. I only have 4 cores on my CPU, and my CPU is ancient. I do need to get back to that. I mean, I do need, at some point, I am going to have to bite the bullet, guys. I'm going to have to get a new motherboard and all of that. But you know what? Since we were on Road to VR anyway, I was talking about Land of Amara. I guess we could see what other things they're talking about real quick over here. So let's go ahead and switch back. So they're talking about Runes, the Forgotten Path, which is launching in November. I think it was November 14th, if I remember. That one looks pretty good. I'm intrigued by this. Like, I am seriously interested in this. I like the vibrancy of that. That we talked about Land of Amara. Scrapper First Strike. This is going to be coming. This is Labradex Studios. We've seen some footage on this, and we saw a like Twitch stream where they were playing it. This, I believe, is coming in. I thought it was coming in December, but now it says the game will be available for purchase November 21st, priced at $30. And the PSVR version is coming December 18th. So I think this is new information. I don't think we had a September 21st date for Scrapper First Strike. Kind of interesting. I don't know. I mean, this game could go any which given way. $30 is certainly not cheap. So we have to hope that it is really solid and legit. When you get into that price range, it's a difficult market. It really is. I don't know if other people are the same way as me, but when the prices start really jumping up, I feel like I gotta really be impressed with what's going to happen here. Otherwise, I don't know about it. And then let's see. So Ben Lang of Road to VR fame, he's here. He's getting some hands-on time with haptX VR glove, the closest he's come thus far to touching a virtual world. Yeah, there's Ben Lang right there, and he is trying the haptX glove. We talked about the haptX glove a while back. I mean, it does look like a ridiculous contraption when you're looking at these pictures here and how huge and gigantic it is. And remember, there was that other story there. These are the micro pneumatic actuator arrays, which are inflated and deflated. That's how they get the feel there. And there was another story a little while back where another company came up with some kind of haptic thing, and it was much thinner. It was dramatically thinner. So this is something that people are going to continue to work on. And this kind of goes back to yesterday. Do you remember yesterday when I was talking about how this VR AR industry that we're in right now, it is the wild, wild west. And you got so many companies that are just throwing all kinds of money at different projects, and they're trying to see what's going to work out. And I'm glad that we have this stuff. I really am, because we got to do the hard work on this stuff so that maybe 10, 15 years from now, we will have a relatively small glove that we can put on and we can get some haptics. So I'm looking forward to that. I have not checked out this article myself, though. But yeah, Ben Lang did get some... so it was the Dexter ES gloves. I think that, yeah, that might have been the one that we talked about. Oh, yeah, they're talking about me living in the year 2011 for almost 8 years with my older PC. Yeah, I have been living in the year 2011. It's been a minute, guys, but you know what? I am, you know, the cool news is I've upgraded a number of things, and so now it's just motherboard, CPU, memory, and maybe like another SSD, and then I'll pretty much be in the mix. Okay, let's go ahead and switch over to Upload VR because they have a brand new breaking story here. They are talking about Ace Combat 7. Jamie Feltham apparently has got his hands on Ace Combat 7. He's had some hands-on experience with the game, and he is saying this is a blockbuster experience for PlayStation VR. So that sounds pretty cool. I know that there was a lot of Debbie Downer stuff going on in regards to Ace Combat 7 on PlayStation VR recently, because they were talking about it on the PSVR subreddit, that the actual amount of VR content in the game keeps shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And a lot of people are really disappointed by that because they're like, ah, man. Okay, see, here it is. Even if the PSVR exclusive missions only amount to 2 or 3 hours, they still promise to be some of the most spectacular moments you can spend inside the headset. Man, that is pretty high praise right there. That is pretty high praise. So, you know, kind of ranting and raving a little bit about this. But yeah, so that sounds pretty cool. So this is coming, I believe, January 18th, I believe, is when Ace Combat 7 is going to be heading for PSVR. So even though it's ridiculously short, it sounds like it's pretty freaking awesome. So that will be pretty cool. I haven't been this impressed with the visual fidelity and detail of a PSVR game since probably Resident Evil 7. And Cockpit VR makes for some of the most compelling and immersive content out there at the moment. Your interface is littered with switches and buttons that you're dying to tinker with. Sadly, DualShock 4 support doesn't allow for that. And it's not hard to believe the chaos that's occurring around you. Even after 3 years spent inside VR, I still found myself marveling at the scripted carnage. The audio, meanwhile, is a complete assault on the senses, seeking to overwhelm you with the roar of engines and the rattle of gunfire before you even leave the ground. Yeah, so that's high praise, man. That is Jamie Feltham. Upload VR. Make sure to give them a little bit of love, since I just read directly from their article there. They could probably sue me if they want. But yeah, that sounds cool. I mean, you know, looking at the trailers of Ace Combat 7, I've always thought it looks dope. Like, it looks pretty, like the trailers make it look good. Let me throw this on. This is I think this is kind of recent trailer for it. I think it takes a while to get going. You got some lady talking some weird stuff, but it does look pretty cool. Let's see if anybody over here in chat is so glad I got a PSVR now. Can't wait to be Tom Cruise. That is Paradise Decay. And Kev Gretz says, Blockbuster experience, it's only 1 to 2 hours. Well, see, Paradise is kind of boned because you guys don't have Redbox over there in the UK, right? Do you guys have the equivalent of Redbox? Can you rent? Like, for example, let's say you wanted to rent Red Dead Redemption. You can't just go to your local grocery store and rent Red Dead Redemption for like $4 for a day and a half or whatever. See, we have this thing in America. It's called Redbox, and it's basically everywhere. You go to any Walgreens, you go to any Rite Aid, and there are these red boxes that are in front of the store, or they're inside the store, and you could rent DVDs, you could rent Blu-rays, and they have a handful of Xbox One games, a handful of PlayStation 4 games. They don't have PSVR stuff, but they'll have something like Resident Evil 7 where, you know, it's for both, and then you just rent it and you get to play the PSVR version. And that's probably what I'm going to do. That's my strategy with this, because I'm not buying this for no $65, but this guy's ranting and raving about it. I want to see that cockpit. Like, that looks good. It looks pretty sweet. It looks impressive. Logan68 says some game shops do it. Some game shops do it. And Paradise says, nope, buy secondhand. Ah, that sucks. So there's just no rental service over there in the UK. I wonder if there's like laws or something that's preventing that, or it's just not viable, because like that seems like it would work anywhere. You know, you're at the grocery store, you're getting your groceries, and you just grab a See, the key to Redbox, though, is they have them everywhere. And so it's real easy to return it the next day. And Kevgret says they should just split out the VR portion for $9.99. Good luck with that. Bandai Namco, no way. They would split out the VR portion for $39.99. Paradise says, we used to have Blockbusters, but not anymore. Yeah, there are no Blockbusters. It's a sad thing. I liked Blockbuster. I remember the glory days of Blockbuster. So here's an interesting topic. I haven't read this. Oh, I guess this is Joel Breton again. So he's kind of opening up his pie hole about some various things. This is the guy that's talking about apparently every company under the sun is working on a VR game behind the scenes. He just can't talk about it yet. Don't know that I buy that, Joel. Sorry, I don't know that. I hope that's true. So this is Joel Breton. He's the GM of HTC Vive Studios division. I'm going to need to copy this picture and make a transparent version. This guy's going to be my poster boy. See, that's the thing. thing in the VR gaming industry. How many people do we have where you can just put their image in like a YouTube thumbnail and they're instantly recognizable by everybody? We don't have that many people. We got Zuck, we got Palmer Luckey, we got John Carmack, we got maybe Alvin Wang Graylin, who I've helped make popular over the years. Who else do we got? Like who has instant name recognition in the and specifically in VR gaming? You know, we had what was the guy that used to work for Valve that was like really popular, but he left Valve and I don't know where he is now. But this is Joel Breton, and so what he's saying here, if VR is relegated to a gaming console, everybody loses. And, you know, is that like a direct dig at the Oculus Quest? I kind of feel like that is a direct dig at the Oculus Quest. Bed and Game Cats, which changed his title a little bit, he says, we have PSVR Frank. Michael Abrash. Do you guys really think Michael Abrash, like, do you think if I put Michael Abrash on a YouTube thumbnail, like people would recognize Michael Abrash? Gabe, I mean, obviously everybody would recognize Gabe. But we don't have very many. But this guy, maybe this guy could be another one. This Joel Breton guy, he might be another one that we could add into the mix. But yeah, he's talking about, as a gaming console, yeah, I think that's interesting, Breton replied. I'm a game producer. That's been the bulk of my career, so I love creating games. But again, we think if VR is relegated to a gaming console, everybody loses. Because it's so much more powerful than that. And we've seen it, not just cinematic, but we've seen the power in all those other use cases. I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. Honestly, I think the Oculus Quest is, like, I want mass market acceptance. It's like what I said that other day, you know, during the whole entire kerfuffle thing. At the very end, I said, I want Red Dead Redemption in VR. And the fastest way to Red Dead Redemption in VR is to have a truly mass market VR platform that really puts it all together. The Oculus Go is not that. The Oculus Go could be mass market from a pricing standpoint, but you know, the headset is not 6 degrees. The controller is not 6 degrees. There's only one controller. The Oculus Quest is kind of our best chance at it. Even PSVR is not a prime candidate for it because there's too many wires. It's an add-on. You need all these extras. I really feel like we do need a powerful like VR gaming console. I don't think it will be relegated to that. He's probably worried that that would happen because then they're on the outside looking in. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of just much ado about nothing as far as that goes. All right, guys. Well, you know what? We have been going for a while here, so I guess I could bounce out of here. Let me take a last quick check at chat. Chris Gold says, Gamefly. Due to the sale of art technology to Electronic Arts earlier this year, Gamefly streaming will no longer be operating after August 31st, 2018. But did anybody really use that Gamefly streaming any damn way? That's something that's going on, guys. If you're in NeoGAF and if you're in the flat gaming world, everybody's talking about game streaming. Like, you know how Google has this game streaming thing and Xbox apparently has a game streaming thing as well. And Xbox is kind of worried about Google. They don't want Google to get any kind of like dominance over anything. So Xbox has that working on as well. But the game streaming, how is that going to work with VR? Or is it ever going to work with VR? Or will 5G help that out in some kind of way? I don't know. I don't know how that's all going to work. Actually, maybe if VR headsets have built-in 5G receivers, then maybe you could stream a game directly to a VR headset and not have it work. You know, you could have it work properly. Chris Gold says streaming is the future of VR content on lower spec mobile VR. Well, for video, for anything that doesn't require button presses, 5K, 5G could be really revolutionary. It really could, because you know how Intel is making that gigantic studio They have this huge studio they made in Los Angeles that they spent millions and millions and millions of dollars on, where it's basically going to be volumetric video, for the lack of a better word. It's basically volumetric video. It's the dream that we all dream, where you can have a video and the video is just like, for example, you could see a clip of an NFL football game and it's like you're on the field. You could walk around, you know, the quarterback's right there. You can walk around him. You can look at him from different angles. Volumetric video. That is going to come. That really is going to come. And that's all about 5G, baby. But the headsets need to have a 5G receiver built in them. And the problem with that is how small is that receiver going to be? And then, of course, you got guys like Charles Van Nolan, who I don't know if he's in chat today, but Charles will say, watch out for T-cancers. T-cancers are coming to Sacramento because of 5G and Verizon and all of that. And but you have to put the receiver in the actual headset itself. And how much bulk is that going to add to the headset? Is it going to add heat to the headset? How much cost is it going to add to the headset? So all of that is very questionable. And then none of this future is going to happen until every headset that comes out has 5G baked in. And we could be like, is Oculus Quest, which comes out next spring, is it going to have 5G built in? Extremely doubtful. Extremely doubtful. We know, though, Magic Leap, like speaking of Magic Leap, there's a product called Magic Leap 2. We have Magic Leap 1. It's currently available right now. Well, the whole deal that Magic Leap did with AT&T is really about Magic Leap 2. TWO, Magic Leap 2, and Magic Leap 2 is going to have 5G, a receiver that is going to be built in to the Magic Leap 2 headset. In fact, AT&T themselves, on Magic Leap's campus in Plantation, Florida, they are going to build a special 5G thing so that Magic Leap can test out 5G in their, you know, at their corporate offices and test it out there for Magic Leap 2. But it could be like 7-8 years before we get this into every single VR headset. And I Am Rhett says, I still say power it and put the receiver in a puck. Get all that crap away from your head. That does make sense. Get it away from your head. And Bullet Ape says, never mind cancers. HMD brain zombie apocalypse. Wi-Fi strapped to head starts the nightmare. You heard it right here. You heard it here first. Chris Gould says, we're looking at a gen or two from now, I think. Yeah, I'm thinking 5, 6, 7 years from now. Crunchy says, we don't even have 5G phones yet, but they're starting to roll out 5G stuff here in Sacramento. The problem is, I was hoping I was going to upgrade my internet dramatically by getting some of this 5G home service that Verizon is rolling out. The problem is they have to put, and I Am Rut says hip cancer. They have to put, I mean, Chris Gould is responding to I Am Ruts. He says, okay, you're just going to get hip cancer, but hey, we can get robotic hips. That's a lot better than head cancer. I'd much rather have hip cancer than head cancer, I'll tell you that. But here in Sacramento, where they're doing all this 5G stuff, they have to have 1 million of these towers everywhere. Like every 100 yards, they need another tower. It's ridiculous. 5G is kind of crazy what it requires to work. But I got to bounce out of here, folks. It's been nice. This was Friday, a bit of a shit show. We did have a lot of trailers that we got into, and we did get into some conversations here and there. So that was that. I need to throw on my outro trailer. There could be some miscellaneous shows that could come up randomly at any given time, because I might be testing some things out in terms of having guests and stuff. I got to get this figured out. So we might be testing that with some people that are normally chatters that might come on. So that might happen any particular time. But that has been our show for today. Be sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the videos, all those sorts of things. And we will be back tomorrow on Saturday. Now remember, 12 noon on Saturday. It's always 1 hour later on Saturday. I will see you guys then. Take it easy. And remember, Zero Caliber, guys. Download the demo for Zero Caliber. Check that out. And those of you that haven't tried the 3D NES VR demo, Dude, try it. Get a Super Mario Brothers ROM and try it, unless you've never played Super Mario Brothers. But you really should try it. It's pretty sweet. All right, I will see everybody tomorrow at noon. Take it easy. Later.